Hello friends, today we are going to learn switchgear and protection subject regarding to C18 EE 504A. In this subject, today we are going to learn the classification of switchgear and fuses. As you know that in power system, the switchgears plays a vital role for smooth operation of system. In generation as well as in transmission and distribution part of view, at least 15 to 10% of total capital investment should be allocated for switchgear and protective equipments, because this is a very important for smooth operation of energy generated in electrical generating stations, from whether it may be thermal power station, hydropower station and nuclear power station, or from any non-conventional energy sources system. Whatever the energy generated, that has to be distributed to consumer on a reasonable tariff. So when we are buying to our energy generated in generating station to consumer, we have to give nearly a quality of electrical energy to work these devices in a good manner. If you are unable to supply the quality power to consumer, there may be possible of fluctuations in voltages, fluctuations in frequency, that may lead to burning of these appliances. But our motto is to supply a quality of electrical energy to customer without any harmonics. So that purpose we are going to use the different stages, filter circuits, controlling switches, controlling devices and protective devices. We cannot predict when maybe the fault may occur. If lightning discharges suddenly, that has to be faced by using our lightning arresters. And at the same time, whenever the load demand increases, generating station energy is less as compared to the load demand, then we have to forcefully shut down some of the load to avoid overloading of our equipments like power transformers. Otherwise, they may be work 110% of overloading for a small duration of time. If sustained overload on these devices, there may be possible to overheat of machines and it leads to failures. Hence, in every stage we require to protect our equipments and control our equipments from unpredicted faults or short circuits may be occurred. So today we are going to learn this topic. Now you can see the fuses, a different type of the fuses generally used in our distribution system as well as in power system. Majority of these the fuses are used in our distribution system, whereas in our power system we are generally used the circuit breakers in LT voltage. So as we know that in our domestic we are using the KitKat fuses. Nowadays we are using in place of this KitKat fuses and MCBs or MCCBs. At the same time we are using the HRG fuses, glass fuses, and different type of the fuses. You can link fuses, you can see here. First of all, what do you mean by the fuse? What is the definition of fuse first of all? After the, what is its function? How it will protect our costly equipments whenever the fault occurred or any overload takes place. Let us do this thing in this session. So let us introduce myself. I am Dr. C.H. Yadaya, a senior lecturer in Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Government Polytechnic, Hosnabad. Today we are going to discuss few important points regarding to 5th semester Final 4A optional subject switchgear and protection. In that, in first chapter, the classification of switchgears and fuses. On completion of this topic, you would be able to know first definition of fuse, salient points of fuses, classification of fuses, and construction and operation of low voltage fuses. So tomorrow we will see the HV fuses, high voltage fuses. Today class we are going to cover only low voltage fuses. Now what is the definition of this fuse? Fuse is a current interrupting device which breaks or opens the circuit by fusing the element when the current in the circuit exceeds a certain value. That means the fuse is a protective device. It can be operated under normal condition whenever the current passing through it within predetermined value. If any excess current comes, then automatically due to the I square or T by J, heat will develop and the fuse element itself low melting point characteristics. So whenever the excess current comes, the heat generated is easily melts the fuse metals, then automatically open the circuit. That means it can protect our electrical circuits from faulty circuits. This is the main definition of purpose of fuse. You can see the animation also. Now you can see here the operation of fuse. A simple fuse circuit. You can the source, whether DC source here, and I can use the one switch and I can use the fuse. Today is a topic fuse, how it will protect from short circuit or overloads. Another is the load. How you connected the load. It may be load here, bulb load is connected. Instead of bulb you can connect the any motor, and here source you can connect the AC supply or DC supply, and here main things are the fuse. This is a circuit. Now what will happen under normal condition without any overload, any short circuit condition? Then whenever the switch is closed, the current flows through the load and bulb will glow. You can see this operation. Now this is the switch. Now in this stage I am going to close the switch. Here you can see switch is closed and the current is passing, then the bulb is glowing. That indicates circuit is closed through our fuse. So in the circuit from positive terminal to negative terminal, if there is a possible to grounded at any place, the current which is coming from the positive terminal may not be equal to the current enter into the negative terminal. That means some of the leakage current going to ground. In that case, the excess current drawn from the positive terminal will pass through the fuse terminal, then fuse will automatically heated takes place and it melts before damage to the total wiring system. Now you can observe here the yellow wire is the PVC 118 wire, and where is the fuse metal, white one is the, I use the fuse metals as you know, and lead and tin alloy material. So here I rated for the bulb. Now in this case I grounded forcefully, I grounded the one line, leakage current is flowing through the ground. Then what will happen, you can see here I am going to ground it here. Now you can see here grounded automatically. So here the current is stopped and at the fuse heated takes place and blown, and there is a spark is occurring at the fuse. After few seconds the fuse melts, reaches the melting point, it cuts automatically, self-destroyed cuts, then thereby the circuit is opened, the bulb is under normal condition, it is not glowing. This is the basic idea already you know. So but once again you recollect how this fuse is helped in our circuit. Then current is stopped, not coming to other side. So this is after rectification of the fault. Once again we can use a rewirable fuse in case of KitKat fuse, otherwise we can use a HRC fuse. This is basic operation of fuse. I think you have some idea about this operation. Now let us see some basic points of fuse. So here the rated current. What do you mean by the rated current? That means the current is which is before the fault occurred, grounded, the current which current is flowing through the fuse, that is known as the rated current. Here you can see it is the current that a fuse can carry without getting heated. So it can easily allows the current through it without heating within a predetermined value. So that is a rated current. Next terminal, the fuse current. What do you mean the fuse current? Here the fuse current is the minimum value of current at which the fuse element melts. That is the above rated current. If exceeds some value, then the fuse try to melt. That current is known as the fuse current. It is a minimum value of the current at which the fuse element melts. How do you know how the fuse element melts? At what current? So we have the standard formula that I is equal current, that is a minimum current, I is equal K into D 3/2, where the K is the constant of the fuse material. As you know that fuse materials, the different type of the materials, we can use a silver, zinc, aluminum, copper, so lead and tin, and its alloy also different. And each metals has its own K characteristics, it's a constant values. Based on its constant value, substituting and diameter of that value, that material, it indicates the I value, that is the fusing current will give the I value. That for example, if you see this is a table, here the copper has the K value is equal 2530 into D is for example 1 mm or 2 mm and 3/2. So by calculating this value, we are going to get the fusing current of copper wire. Similarly, if you are going to the aluminum, so aluminum we are going to 1873 value into D, for example 5 mm, the 5 mm 3/2. So by calculating this value, we are going to get the fusing current. So that is a formula we are already known. By substituting these values, K value and D value, we are going to find that what is the fusing current of any metal. At the same time, this fusing current also depend upon our load. How much load you are going to add, how much is the fusing current. So which type of the material used, these are all are interdependable. So this is the one thing you have to remember. After that, another term, fusing factor. What is the meaning of the fusing factor? It is defined as the ratio of minimum fusing current to the current rating of the fusing element. So already know the minimum fusing current to the current rating of the fusing element. If you know the minimum fusing current and the current rating of the element, if you know, so we are going to get the fusing factor. The value is always more than 1 because the minimum fusing current is at which it is going to melt. So rated current is less, so always greater than 1, as the fusing current will be more than current rating of fuse. Now you can see, observe some of the fuses already you know here. So different type of fuses. So as you know, so here first one is the physical look and name the working. First one, have you observed in your domestic we are using the KitKat fuse, that is a rewirable fuse. So it has a base and top, so carrier and base. The carrier consists of this fuse wire. So we will learn in details later. So first of all, at a glance you can see the all type of the fuses. Here this is a rewirable fuses, and it is a simple fuse which can be rewired. After going to melted the wire, we can easily replace by other fuse wires equal rating of current. And simple cartridge, here cartridge fuse is nothing but is a closed one. So used in your laptop and electronics equipment. It is a what do you call it? It is maybe what do you call this? Is the exact rating of the current can be measured by using this cartridge fuses. And you can observe this is a in your electronic equipment generally used this type of the cartridge fuses. At the same time, glass cartridge also you can see here. So whereas the simple cartridge fuse, it is made of the some body, it's a porcelain, whereas in glass cartridge we can use the glass. It can appear inside the fuse element. You can observe this type of the glass fuses in your stabilizers in your home, whether it's a TV or fridge. And simple as above, just outer cover is glass. Next is a blade fuse used in automobiles. You can observe this type of the blade fuse are the used in automobile to short the two wires and protect the any leakage current. And another is the strip fuse. You can see the strip, they used the strip material itself in the form of strip used in diesel vehicles and some industries. And next the SMD, that is used for SMD components. This is nothing but, so you can use this type of the fuses. And what do you mean with the SMD? SMD mounted something, this surface mounted device. So that is a surface mounted device. This is a SMD. SMD fuse generally used in SMD components. Generally in electronic equipment generally you can use. And another is a the power fuse. The power fuse is the use in power system. So for to protect the earth falls. These are the some common fuses generally used in our electrical engineering system. Now, so you have some idea. Now let us see in details. Now another is after that, so we are going to, so what are the materials generally used in fuse materials? Already we know that fuse materials are, so lead, zinc, copper, tin, silver. These are the materials. And up to 10 amperes we can use the alloy of the lead and tin material because it has a low melting point. And higher rating purpose we can use silver used, and for the time lag operation we can use the zinc. These are the some special type of the fuses for different applications. And you can see the at a glance, so what is the resistivity and its the K value of these materials. So you can see the silver has the melting point in Celsius and specific resistance and value of fuse constant K for D in mm. So here the silver has the melting point of 980 degrees centigrades, and specific resistance is 16, very low, and tin has 240, it's a melting temperature, and specific resistance is 112, and whereas the K value is 12.8, and zinc has 418 is degree centigrades, and specific resistance is 60, and it's the time lag purpose generally we can use, and whereas the lead 328 degree centigrades, and specific resistance is 210, and K value is 10.8, and copper, so 1090 is a melting, that is 1000 degrees centigrades it will melt, and its specific resistance is very low, 17, and its value of the fuse in mm, previously we have seen the here mm 80, and aluminum has Celsius melting degree centigrades with a 665, whereas the specific resistance is 28, and its K value is 59. These are the, at a glance, what is its melting point, specific resistance, as well as its K value for calculation of minimum fusing current. These are the something you have to basic things. Now classification of fuses. Now let us see the what are the fuses classified. The fuses are classified based on the supply voltage, whether you are going to give the supply AC or a DC. Now based on this one, so we classified. So fuses are mainly classified into two types that depends on the input supply voltage. They are AC fuses and DC fuses. The different types of fuses are shown in the given below. You can see this figure, and here, so you can see the classification of figures. Here the fuses are classified based on the supply voltage, that is the DC fuses and AC fuses. Mostly the DC fuses are the very limited, and it is a very difficult to manufacture, whereas the AC fuses are very frequently we can use this type of the fuses in the different applications. AC fuses further classified into high voltage fuses and low voltage fuses. The high voltage fuses are cartridge type of fuses, and liquid type fuses, and expulsion type fuses. These three type of the fuses we are going to learn in the next class. Now in the low voltage fuses today we are going to cover. So what are the different types? This one, so this is one is rewirable fuses, KitKat fuses, cartridge type fuses, and dropout fuses, and striker fuses, and switch fuses. These are the low voltage fuses, and cartridge fuses further classified into a D type cartridge fuse and link type cartridge fuses, and link type further classified into the two types, one bolted type HRG fuses and another is a knife type switches. These are the based on different shapes of the fuses. Let us do calculate, so study one by one in details in the low voltage fuses. Now let us see here the DC fuse. So the DC fuse opens or breaks the circuit when the excessive current flows through it. It is a normal operation of the fuse. You can see the side, a DC fuse, how it is a DC fuse. And the only difficulty with the DC fuse is that the arc produced by the direct current is very difficult to extinct, because there are no zero current flows in the circuit. If you are observed, in case of the AC, so there is a possible to every seconds we have the 50 Hz frequency in India. That means every second the positive waves and negative waves are 50, 100 times. That means the current value may be touches to the zero magnitude in 100 times in 1 second. But whereas there is a possible to the current is zero in this AC condition, whenever the current reaches to the zero value, in every one cycle we are going to get 2 times, at 0 degrees, at 90 degree, 180 degrees and 360 degrees. So we are going to get the 0 and 180 degrees. That means at this condition we can try to cut off the situation, so there is no restriking voltage takes place. But whereas in case of the DC supply, it always flows in constant value, only positive direction. At any instant it may not be come to zero position, hence very difficult to choke this DC. If it choked, there is a possible to the heavy the spark or arc may be occurred. That purpose we require the different fire extinguishing, that means the media is required. Here in case of AC we are using the different of the medias, just like is if you are already known that in circuit breakers, oil circuit breakers, air blast circuit breakers, SF circuit breakers, different media are generally used to quench this arc. But so even at we are cutting that zero crossing time, we are going to open the switch. But in case of no zero crossing, in case of a DC fuse. So for reducing the DC fuse, arcing the electrodes are placed. What is the next? So we are going to use another method to nullify the arc. So what to do? So for reducing the DC fuse arcing, the electrodes are placed more distance apart, due to which the size of the fuse increases as compared to the AC. So it is a bulk size. What will happen if the two contacts are close to each other? There is a possibility to once again ionization takes place in between the air presents the male and female contacts. There is a possibility to once again there is a possibility to arc. So due to this one, to avoid that one, so we are going to separation is more by distance, thereby the size of the fuse also increased as comparing to the AC fuses. Now this is the one thing. So DC fuses are very rarely we are using in all electronic equipments. It is a special purposes. So mostly in our power system we are using AC fuses. Let us see our AC fuses and DC fuses. DC current, DC fuses, AC current, AC fuses. Let us see AC fuses. Now what are the AC fuses? So AC fuses are also further classified into two types. So here see the AC fuses. The frequency of the AC fuses changes its amplitude from 0 to 60 degrees in every 1 second. Every 1 second there is a possible to it changing its amplitude from 0 degrees to 60 degrees. So there is a possible to easily cut off this one. So thus the arc extinguishing in the AC circuit can be done easily as compared to the DC. Now you can see the AC fuses are classified into so high voltage fuses and low voltage fuses. So let us see. So today we are going to study low voltage fuses. Here what are the low voltage fuses? The low voltage fuses are further classified into one is the rewirable fuses, cartridge fuses, dropout fuses, striker fuses and switch fuses. These are the different application of fuses based on application, based on convenient, based on the opening of the circuit. So we classify it. Let us see so very famous that is known as a rewirable fuse. What do you mean by the rewirable? So if the wire goes, we can once again we can use another wire as a rewire for to close the circuit. You can see this here first figure. Have you remembered? This is a rewirable fuses. The first one is the base. So it has the base material and it is connected to the two live wires. So two sides of live wires. Contacts is connected to the two live wires. Whereas the fuse carrier other side you can see the fuse carriers. So where we are going to use a fuse wire. It is the base material and fuse carrier. So base is connected to the direct live wires, whereas the fuse carrier can be taken from the base and we can use the fuse wire. After that we inserting in the place of as a base the cap, then circuit will close. So already we have seen the circuit diagram. What are the salient points of this one? As you know that it is used in house wiring and small current circuits, and the fuse case and the fuse carrier are the two main parts of the rewirable fuses. These are made with porcelain material generally, and the base of the fuse is made up of porcelain, and it holds the wires which may be made up of. So, made up of the fuse element. That element may be lead, tinned copper, aluminum, alloy of tin and lead, or different type of the materials, fuse elements. Already we have seen its characteristics, its resistivity and its melting points. Low melting fuse element generally used, and fuse carrier can be easily inserted or taken out in the base without opening the main switch. Whenever the circuit is on, we can easily pick up the fuse carrier, or we can insert the fuse carrier. That is so because that type of the insulation we provided by using the porcelain material. So, how we are going to this material, the melting of the fuse current measured? Here always you remember that the current melting is equal to the operating current into 2 times we are going to provide. That means, suppose there is a one load, it is taking the 5 amperes, but fuse current, the fuse may be placed in that case the into 2 times, then 2 into 5, so 10 amperes of the fuse you are going to place. That is the melting current of the fuse. You have to remember that thing. When the fault occurs, the fuse element is melt and the circuit is interrupted. So, these are the basic thing you already know. The melting fuse element takes out of the fuse and a new one is placed it. So, what happen once it is failed due to the broken, then automatically that can be easily removed and we can easily replaced by a new one. So, that is the one advantage of these things. Now, these are the things you already learned. Now, what are the advantages? So, main advantages are the simple and easy construction and very cheap and best. This is the advantage. What are the disadvantages then? So, what are the disadvantages of this one? You can see disadvantages are mainly, so here it has mainly 4 disadvantages. One is that, so unreliable operation, because what is happening, the fuse where you are used here, the fuse material, whether lead and tin alloy, what is happening, it is exposed to the atmospheric condition. Then what is happening, whenever the current passing through it, it has its own resistivity. So, whenever the current passing through the resistivity, there is a possible to continuous heat, low, very less amount of the heat is generated in the fuse wire. That is exposed to the atmospheric conditions. Atmosphere consists of the different type of the gases. There is a possible to oxidation takes place this fuse wire. Once it is oxidation takes place, the life of the wire decreases, deteriorates its life, then it may not be reliable. So, that is one disadvantages. Another disadvantage is low rupturing capacity. That means, so it is a fusing capacity. For example, the fuse has 2 kilo amperes of the rupturing capacity. So, for a 2 amperes or 4 amperes. For 4 kVA, rupturing capacity amperes also have the only 16 amperes. That means, if the current increases, the rupturing value may not be increased 2 kVA and 4 kVA, but current is the 4 amps and 16 amps. So, that means the low rupturing capacity is very low in case of revariable fuses, and slow speed of operation. That means, what do you mean that? So, here the fuse has to blown whenever current flows through it. That means, under normal condition it is slightly heated. So, what when the temperature may not be melted the fuse element. When short circuit occurred or overload occurred, then the current increased to the number of times of rated current. Then automatically I square or power loss into T time by J joule constant 4.2, then I power loss is equal to I square RT by J, that is equal heat developed. That heat, So when the current increases due to the short circuit current, I square RT by J, the heat will develop. The heat has to raise to the melting temperature, then it has to heat up and melt, and itself drop and open the circuit. Till now the fault current is continuously flowing. That means it is operation takes place some few seconds. Means it has to heat, the heat temperature reaches to its melting point, it has to melt and it has to open, then current is stopped. During this process the fault current may be passed to the ground. That's why it is a slow operation. To avoid this slow operation, latest we are using the MCBs, miniature circuit breaker. It can operate immediately. But whereas in case of the KitKat fuses, that is the one disadvantage. And another disadvantage is the risk of flame or fire. That means, so it is exposed to the atmosphere condition, and whenever the short circuit occurred, heated, that fuse element automatically it reaches its melting temperature. At that condition, whenever it is tried to open, there is a air gap between these two live contacts. That means the very rate of rise of recurring voltage raised between the two terminals. The gap is very air gaps. So that means gap is less, voltage raised is a very high, number of times the rated voltage, then that voltage may be ionized the path in between the two contacts, open contacts. So what will happen? Whatever the air is ionized, the ionized air is nothing but the flexible conductor through which this fault current electrons try to flow. Thereby what will happen? There is a big arc maybe takes place. Whenever arc is appeared, so we require to extinguish this arc by using the different media. But in KitKat fuse we are not providing any media to quench this arc. So what will happen? So whatever the sparks or comes, it may be fallen on the nearby devices on the ground. If this type of the fuses provided in chemical industry and gas industry, in cotton industry, there is a possible to risk of fire accidents. So these are the one disadvantages. So these are the, but it is a cheap and best, easy to understand. These are the some disadvantages as you know. What are the disadvantages? What is the advantages? It is cheap and best, and it can easily understandable, reversible by easily by any unskilled person also. But disadvantages are, it is a, what are the disadvantages? So disadvantages means, so unreliable operation, low rupturing capacity, low speed of operation, and risk of flame. Maybe these are the disadvantages. Now what to do then? Instead of exposed to atmosphere condition of the fuse element while it is a blowout, so we are going to cover this area. So that purpose we are going to use another type of the fuses, that is known as a cartridge fuses. Let us do another fuses, cartridge. So what are the different of the cartridges? Here the enclosed or cartridge type fuses. So the fuse element is enclosed in a closed container. Inside the closed container, the fuse element is held by the metal contacts. Two metal contacts is connected to our fuse element. So what will happen if it is open or melted? So the arcs may not be come out of this cartridge. That is our aim. So this cartridge fuses further classified into the D-type cartridge fuses and link type cartridge fuses. These are the baseline. It's a manufacturing, how we are going to place on the base of the fuse material is classified. It's a D shape, D-type cartridge and a link type cartridge. So let us see. So you can see the practical example of this link type cartridge in the figure. You can see these are three types of the fuses: the closed one, the open. These are knife type, link type cartridge fuses. So you can see the rating AC 550 volts and 80 kilo amperes the breaking capacity of fuse and middle one. And so the next one, the different having the different companies and different capacity. So these are the HRC fuses generally use low voltage HRC, high rupture capacity fuses. Now let us see the D-type fuses. So how the D-type cartridge fuse consists, and link type fuses we can see. Now D-type, see, you can see the figure here, D-type cartridge fuses. So here what will happen, the D-type cartridge fuses, you can see the cartridge. So you can, here there is a figure, you can observe this is the D shape, is a top is in the form of D shape, and you can see the figure also. So the fuse is not a interchangeable, and the fuse base, adapter ring, you can see the main parts, fuse base and adapter ring and cartridge and a fuse cap are the main element of the fuse. Here you can see what are the elements, the 4 elements, on the fuse base, adapter ring, a cartridge and a fuse cap. The cartridge is moved in the fuse cap. The cap is fixed on the fuse base. The tip of the fuse base is touched by the fuse element. The current is completed through the fuse link. That means if you are closing the fuse, it touches to the adapter ring, the circuit is a red line, you can see the line, the current is flowing direction. And here generally this is a different rating purpose. The current rated is equal, generally D-type fuses are rated 6 amperes, 16 amperes and 32 amperes and 63 amperes generally you can use in our field. And here the breaking capacity of current of this one, generally the 2 amperes fuse is equal to 4 kilo amperes. That means the fuse rating 2 amperes, but is a breaking capacity is 4 kilo amperes. And whereas for 16 for 66 to 63 amperes current rating of fuses, its the breaking capacity is 16 kilo amperes. That means already we are rupturing capacity is less. That means here 2 to 4 amperes fuses, it has the breaking capacity is of 4 kilo amperes, whereas 6 or 63 amperes normal amperes rating of the fuse, it has the breaking capacity is 16 amperes, 16 kilo amperes, that is the 16,000 amperes is the breaking capacity. These are the generally available in the market. Now, so you have some idea. Now, what is the main part of the D-type fuse are the base, adapter ring, cartridge and fuse cap. The cartridge is kept in the fuse cap and the fuse cap is fixed to the fuse base, and the cartridge tip touches the conductor when it completely screwed to the base. It is a screw, you can see the top one, the screw shape. And what will happen when screwed to the base, thus the complete the circuit through the fuse link. And inside this material, porcelain material. And after that what will happen is rated current is already I have said rated current is generally 6 to 16 amperes, 32 amperes this one. And these are the some values of the D-type cartridge fuse. Now we have seen the D-type. So D-type is very essential for the special purposes in industry. We are going to use this type of the fuse. You can see the figure, and it's a normal rating available in the market, and it's a breaking capacity of the fuse. So this is easy to understand. I think you have some idea about this one. Now after coming this one, so it is a cartridge fuse. One is a D-type fuse, another is a link type fuse. So we can see we can say link type fuse also. So HRC fuse, we can say that is also HRC fuse. D-type fuse, HRC fuse, these two fuses are the cartridge fuse. In D-type fuse, D-type cartridge fuse we have already seen. Now let us see the link type cartridge, or we can say that is the HRC. HRC means high rupturing capacity fuses, whereas those fuses are low, the KitKat fuses have the very low rupturing capacity, where these are the high rupturing capacities. Now let us see the another family of the fuses, that is the HRC fuse. So what do you mean the HRC fuse? So here the HRC fuse, you can see this is a link type. So in such type of fuses, the fuse element carries the fault current for a long duration. So current it can bear. If the fault is not clear, then the fuse element will melt and open the circuit. If immediately a short period, nothing will happen. It may not melt. If the fault is sustained for the long period, it automatically melt itself. The major advantage of the HRC fuse is that it clears the low as well as the high fault current. The HRC fuse has a high speed operation, and so we have seen the reviral fuse is a low speed operation where it is a overcome the disadvantages. So it is a high speed operation and also does not require maintenance here also, but the fuse element of HRC fuses needs to be replaced after each operation whenever it breaks, and it is also produce the heat during the fault, so which will affect the operation of the nearby switches. This is a one problem also. It is that much of the heat not compared to the reversible fuse, but it will develop some heat. The enclosure of the HRC fuse is filled with powdered the pure quartz. So here some media is using to quench the arc. What is the powder? The quartz powder. Quartz powder we are using a fine powder generally used to quench it, which act as an arc extinction media. The silver and copper wire is used for making the fuse wire. Here already we know that silver and copper. So these two type of the elements used in HRC fuses as a fuse wire. The fuse wire has two or more sections which are joined by using the tin joint. So tin is another material. It is a low melting point as compared to that one. So jointed by the tin joint. The tin joint reduces the temperature under overload condition. If any overload condition arises, automatically reduce its temperature because it is a low melting point. For increasing the breaking capacity of the fuse, two or more silver wire is joined in parallel with each other. The current capacity has to increase, so we are going to use instead of a single wire, so we are using go to 2 to 3. The fuses are connected in parallel. But what will happen? So these wires are adjusted in such a way that so that only one wire will melt at a time. The HRC fuse is of generally two types. Now these are the basic history of HRC fuse. Now so what is the next? So here you can see the top one is the one real HRC fuse. If you are going to inside, so this is a HRC carriage fuse. I think you have already drawn in drawing in second year level. So what does it consist? It consists of one cartridge, and over which there is a brass caps both sides, and the fuse link is connected here. The inside fuse element, the silver and copper generally alloy. So generally the filling with a quartz powder, and the center we are using the tin as a bimetallic thermal control. These are the parts of a HRC fuse. Mostly the ceramic metal is used in the fuse because they had good mechanical strength. Cartridge material body is the ceramic material, and the brass caps hold at both ends. The brass caps holds the fuse element in the fuse. The brass caps are fixed on the ceramic body. It is fitted. The end caps of the fuse are welded on the metallic cap. Metallic cap it is welded. It is firmly fixed. The powder of the quartz is filled between the fuse element and the cartridge body of the fuse. Inside there is a powder is quartz powder, chalk powder generally used, and the powder act as an arc extinguish medium in the fuse. And the powder of the quartz absorb the heat whenever the heating metals, that is metals due to the short circuit current or overload takes place, then automatically it melts. Once the melts, that means high temperature takes place. When high temperature takes place, the surrounding the quartz powder, it will absorb the whatever the heat is generated in the arc, and then it automatically converted into the another form. That is the further quartz observe the heat which induces because of the short circuit current. After observing the heat, the quartz is converted into the lead. So it becomes to the lead material, quartz to lead material after observing the heat generated inside, and which opposes the restriking voltage. What do you mean by the restriking? Once again, there is no restriking means once again it is possible to another arc. So that means the continuous restriking voltages. So the voltage developed between the two contacts. Already I have told you, when it is under normal condition, it is a circuit is closed. So what is the voltage across the two terminals? 0. When the fuse terminal opens, there is what will happen? So in between the fuse two elements open, so voltage developed in between is very high as compared to the rated voltage. Then that voltage may be possible to ionize the media in between the two terminals. That may be possible to once again arc, that is known as the restriking voltage. So that restriking voltage may not be possible due to the lead material. How the lead material is, comes here? So due to the whatever the quartz powder inside, that is absorb the heat during the short circuit, and that is converted to the lead. Lead is try to oppose the development of the restriking voltage, thereby no further strikes developed inside. This is a basic idea of HRC fuses. Now, so these HRC fuses further classified into two types. Let us see. Now, so what is this one? So now you have seen the HRC fuse. This is further classified into knife blade type HRC fuse and bolted type HRC link fuse. That means at the time of we are going to place in the base, whether it's a knife blade, whether it's a bolted by using the nut and bolt. So that is the one differentiation you can see here. Now, so you can see the figure here. This is known as the knife type of the, at the both end it has leads. You can see the knife. So that means in knife blade type, switches the fuse wire is replaced with a live circuit with the help of fuse puller. By using the fuse puller, directly we can pull from the base. And this type of the, you can say same operation is same thing, but the terminal is different, but we can easily replace the whenever we require by using the fuse puller. Just like bearing puller, we have the fuse puller also. By using this one, we can remove at the time of the condition also. There is a possible arc that may be nullified by the inside the powder. Now another type is a bolted type. So what is a bolted type? You can see here. So bolted type is the, you can see the figure here. First of all, this is a bolt type. So at the starting, at the ending, we can, by using the screw and bolt, we can fix it to the base. That is known as the bolted type. What is the main function? The bolted type HRC fuses have two conducting plates which are bolted to the fuse base. This fuse requires the additional circuit for taking out the switch without getting shock. So because the screw bolts, what will happen? We cannot easily take in. So it will take some the screwdrivers, nose pliers, something we require the and so high insulation materials. So we can take the we have to take from the circuit. This is the one thing you have to remember. These are the two types of the fuses. So HRC fuses are classified into the two types. One is a knife blade type HRC fuse and bolted type HRC fuse. What is inside? Already we have seen quartz powder, element, the brass metals, quartz and the ceramic materials. These are the same thing, operation same, but at the when you are going to place in the base, so whether it is the bolted, where is the knife inserted, that is the base classification. Now coming to the another type of the low voltage fuse are the, one is the revariable fuse, another is the HRC fuse, another is the dropout fuse. What we have already seen classification. Now let us see the another low voltage fuses are the dropout fuses. What do you mean by the dropout? Here you can see the figure. The dropout fuse, it has a parallel to dropout fuse. So here the dropout fuses are protection devices that protect the networks and equipment from current surges and overloads. So these are generally used in 11 kV site. and overcurrent will melt the fuse element in the carrier. It has the fuse element inside the carrier and disconnect the line or equipment. They also provide the network isolation points when manually operated with a hot stick. So by using the hot stick we can open this also. The melting fuse causes the fuse element to drop out under gravity about its lower support, because whenever the short circuit current comes, the metal melts and that molten metal drops at the down contacts, thereby gap between the two contacts, then there is no current flowing through this element. Such type of the fuse is used for the protection of outdoor transformers. These are the one example of the dropout fuses. Name itself, whenever the short circuit or whenever the overload current comes through this one, so what will happen? It reaches its melting point. When it is melted, so molten metal drop out. Once it drop out, there is possible to open the circuit. Once it happens, arc may be occurred. The arc may not be come out. Inside there is one device. The device avoid the coming of the arc outside, and once it's due to the gravity, the molten metal falls one element, one electrode. So other is open. So there is no circuit. After a few seconds, automatically is self-quenched. So that is generally used in outdoor transformers, protection of outdoor transformers. And so another family of low voltage fuse is another striker fuse. So you can see the striker fuse. Name itself, striker fuse. The striker type of fuse is employed for tripping and closing the electrical circuits. These fuses are having a plenty of force as well as a displacement. So what is happening is external, there is a provision is provided on this closing male and female contacts closing. So that due to this one, the strike, there is some external force is applied to close the switch, any leakage current, any loose connections. So this type of the fuses are known as the striker fuses. And last, coming to the low voltage fuses, the switch fuses. You can see the another type. What is this one? The switch fuse. Here you can see the switch fuse. The switch fuse is nothing but the three fuses are placed just like ICDP switch. The three RYB in KitKat fuses, we are using the three HRG fuses placed in a common thing. So it can open closed at a time by using the switch, that you can see the side figure. It is used for low and medium voltage circuit. The rating of the fuse unit in the range of 30 amperes, 60 amperes, 100 amperes, 200 amperes, 400 amperes, 600 amperes and also 800 amperes. This much of the range we are going to use in our distribution system. The fuse unit is available as a 3-pole or 4-pole. Here we are observing a 3-pole machine, 3-pole switch fuse, whereas the 4-pole also another components were inserted. And the making capacity of the such type of the fuse is up to a 46 kilo amperes. That is the capacity, and they can safely break the depending upon rating current of the order of 3 times the load. The previous one 2 times only. Here we are going to operate, so we considering the 3 times of the load current, such that we are going to provide. These are the switch fuses. Now, so we have seen the LV side type of the fuses are classified into the KitKat fuses, that is the reversal fuses, and HRG fuses, and dropout fuses, striker fuses, and switch fuses. So these are the fuses generally used in our distribution system to handle the low voltage and a high current. So these are the some fuses generally used in our distribution and as well as in electrical wiring. Now let us conclude what we have seen in this session. What we have seen, now you can see the summarized. In this period we have learnt about the definition of fuse. What is a fuse, how it will works, what are its characteristics, what is its melting point, what are the fuse materials we have seen. Now next, the salient points of the fuses, and how it will the different type of fuses. And classification of fuses, we classified based on the different factors, that is based on the voltages, AC voltage and DC voltages, and AC voltage further classified the high voltage fuses and low voltage fuses, and low voltage fuses we have classified into the different type fuses already we have seen, and high voltage fuses also we have seen, but we will learn in details in operation in next class. And the construction operation of LV side fuses. Thank you very much for listening this class. I think so you have the idea, you have some idea about these fuses. So these fuses are generally used in distribution system and industries where we require the low cost, whereas if you are using in power system to isolate the circuits, so we are going to use circuit breakers, that is vacuum circuit breaker, air blast circuit breaker, oil circuit breakers and SFC circuit breakers. The costly of the equipment is very high. So comparing to this one, in industrial purpose we have to use from industry to high level industry to domestic purpose, we are going to use these type of the fuses, from KitKat fuse, HRG fuses, and further HRG fuses we are classified the different type of fuses. So already we have seen its construction, its salient points, and physical figures also we have seen. So thank you very much.